Okay, so I am going to go through and check my what white tigers look like writing using my success criteria. So the very first thing I need to go through and do, which you guys need to go through and do on your paper, is you need to make sure that you used correct upper and lowercase letters. So I'm going to read my entire paper and make sure that I don't have any letters that are uppercase where they shouldn't be, that all my letters are written correctly, that none of my letters are written backwards. So we're going to go through and read my paper and check for any of those. White tigers have creamy white fur with brown colored stripes. Now, reading that, I know that my Y is not written correctly. So I need to erase that. And I need to write it correctly on the lines. Okay, so I fixed that. White tigers have creamy white fur and with brown, is this a B or a D? That's a D, so I need to make sure that I erase that. And I change it to a B. White tigers have creamy white fur with brown colored stripes. So now that sentence looks good. Now I need to go on to my next one. White tigers have pretty blue eyes. White tigers can weigh up to 570 pounds and can be up to 10 feet long. So I can now say that I used correct upper and lowercase letters. Now I need to go through my whole paper and I need to check for ending punctuation. So at the end of every sentence, I need to make sure that I have a period. White tigers have creamy white fur with brown colored stripes, period. White tigers have pretty blue eyes. Uh-oh, that's a sentence and I don't have a period, so I need to go in and add my period. White tigers can weigh up to 570 pounds and can be up to 10 feet long. And I have a period. So now I know I can check that off. So I've done correct upper and lower, I've done ending punctuation. Now I need to go through and I need to make sure that I use a finger space between each of my words. White tigers have creamy white fur with brown colored stripes. Tigers have pretty blue eyes. White tigers can weigh up to 570 and can be up to 10 feet long. So I definitely use spaces between each of my words, so I can check that off. Now I need to go through and I need to check all of my popcorn words and make sure that they are spelled correctly. So white tigers have creamy, so have is spelled correctly, with is spelled correctly, have is spelled correctly, can is spelled correctly, up is spelled correctly, to is spelled correctly, and is spelled correctly, can is spelled correctly, B. You don't spell B with just a B, so I need to make sure that I fix that and make it to the word B. B is spelled correctly, up is spelled correctly, to is spelled correctly. So now I know that I spelled my popcorn words correctly. The next one says my picture uses factual details. So I need to make sure if I just wrote about what white tigers look like, I wrote that they have creamy white fur with brown colored stripes. I need to make sure when I draw my white tiger that it has white fur with brown stripes. I also wrote that they have blue eyes. I need to write or draw their blue eyes in my picture. I wrote how big they are. So maybe if I wanted to write that they can be up to 10 feet long, I could draw something like a ruler. And then I could do, or I could draw 10 rulers to show that that white tiger is 10 feet long. So I could draw my rulers down along the bottom with the tiger above it, showing that they're 10 feet long. So I need to make sure that my picture uses factual details before I can check that off. I have 3 or more sentences. Let's check. 1, 2, 3. That doesn't mean just add periods to make it to 3. They have to have, it says, my sentences have a main idea and factual detail. So in order for those to be sentences, you have to make sure that every sentence has your main idea, which my main idea is white tigers, and then a detail about them. So white tigers have creamy white fur with brown colored stripes. Well, my main idea is white tigers. I have that. The detail I have is creamy white fur with brown colored stripes. So I have a main idea and a detail for that sentence. White tigers have pretty blue eyes. White tigers is my main idea. Pretty blue eyes is my detail. White tigers can weigh up to 570 pounds and be up to 10 feet long. White tigers is my main idea, and their weight and length is the detail. So each of my sentences have a main idea and factual detail. The last one is I can read my writing aloud. Once you've gone through and changed all of these things, you need to go back through and reread your paper one more time to make sure it makes sense. White tigers have creamy white fur with brown colored stripes. White tigers have pretty blue eyes. White tigers can weigh up to 570 pounds and can be 10 feet long. So now, obviously I need to go through and finish my picture, but once my picture is done, I know that I checked my whole success criteria just for my what they look like paper. But you need to go through and check your whole success criteria just like this every time you do a new paper.